Kiss or display.
It was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. Gordon was pulling his express onto the express line. Little did he know there was a weak spot in the track. As Gordon thundered down the line, the track gave way. Oh, the indignity. I seem to be stuck. Thomas had to come and fetch Gordon's passengers. Do you smell that? He asked Annie and Clarabelle. I don't smell anything, replied Gordon, who was still quite stuck. It smells like ditch water, Thomas remarked. And before Gordon could reply to this insult, Thomas hurried away. Annie and Clarabelle could hardly believe their ears. Thomas, that was rude, remarked Clarabelle. I'm very ashamed, said Annie. But Thomas didn't care one bit. He thought he was being funny. Thomas was quite pleased with himself. Annie and Clarabelle were shocked. They had great respect for Gordon. He uncoupled from the cars, and off he went to collect some cars at a mine. Long ago, miners digging for gold made huge tunnels down into the ground. Their tracks are strong enough to hold the weight of cars, but not engines. There are many signs telling engines not to go in the mine. Danger, no entry. Warning, no trespassing. Silly warning signs, thought Thomas. So Thomas ignored the signs. Thomas began to collect the mine cars. The tracks creaked and cracked as he went over them. Slowly but surely, however, Thomas collected all the mine cars safely. I did it, said Thomas. Thomas was feeling quite pleased with himself. But as he was pulling out of the mine, he felt a firm bump from behind. What's going on? Thomas thought to himself. Then there was trouble. Oh no! Somebody pushed me down the mine. But who? Then, from all the way up the top of the mine shaft, came a voice. It was me. Ryan. But why? I've always been so kind to you. I'm tired of being the butt of all your jokes, Thomas. The way you treat other engines is despicable. It's time for a new #1 engine on Sodor. Me. Well, you can't keep me in here, Ryan. And who's gonna stop me, Thomas? You? And with that, Ryan slowly backed out of the mine. Oh no. Am I trapped in a mine? Forever? Knapford Station was very busy, but Sir Topham Hatt was not in a good mood. Where is Thomas the tank engine? He should have been here by now. Have you checked the ditch, sir? Well, here I am, sir, came a voice that was not Thomas. Ryan, I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for Thomas. Well, I'm not sure where Thomas is, sir, but I'm here. And I'd be happy to take Annie and Clarabelle on the branch line. But of course that means I'll have to leave these candy cars here. Are you trying to bribe me with candy? Yes. It worked. So Ryan took Annie and Clarabelle out on the branch line. Good morning, ladies. You two are looking lovely today. Oh, such good manners. We certainly like you, Ryan. Meanwhile, Thomas was stuck at the bottom of a mine. I wonder if anyone else knows I'm down here. There's very little light, no coal, no water, no schedule to keep, no stops to make, no devious diesels, no bossy tender engines. You know, maybe this isn't so bad after all. Meanwhile, Ryan was enjoying his branch line. Good morning, Daisy. Ryan, good to see you. What happened to Thomas? I'm not too sure, but Sir Topham Hatt let me take Annie and Clarabelle this morning. That's just wonderful, Ryan. I'm sure you're doing an excellent job. You know, Ryan, since you're on Thomas's line now, would you mind taking my passengers on your train? I'm sure they'd be much more comfortable on your cars. I'm afraid my springs might have sprung. Okay, Daisy. I'm happy to help. So Daisy's passengers boarded Annie and Clarabelle, and off Ryan chuffed further down his branch line. Daisy, are you having problems with your springs? No, Bertie. I just didn't feel like taking them. Soon, Ryan made his way to Sudbury Station, where Dennis was waiting. Hello, Ryan. Where's Thomas? I'm not sure, Dennis. I've got his branch line today. That's wonderful. I know you'll do very well. Thank you, Dennis. Ryan, I seem to be having some engine problems. Would you mind pulling my cars? Since you're going down this branch line anyways. Sure thing, Dennis. Happy to help. So off Ryan went, pulling Dennis's cars. As Ryan stopped by more stations and talked to more engines, he soon got more cars to pull. Wow, there sure are a lot of breakdowns today. And Ryan slowly puffed away, pulling a long train after him. Soon, James pulled into Knapford Station. Hey, everybody. Guess what? I tricked Ryan into pulling my cars. Oh, and Thomas is missing. What? Thomas is missing? But, he's my best friend. Does anyone know where Thomas is? Nope. No idea. James, this is important news. How did you trick Ryan into pulling your cars? I told him I was broke down. So did every other engine along the branch line. It's a bit of an ongoing joke. Isn't anyone concerned about where Thomas might be? So how many cars was he pulling? Well, they might not care where Thomas is, but I'll never give up on my best friend. After a long day, Ryan headed back to his shed. He was upset. All those other engines were taking advantage of me. I had to do all their work for them. I didn't think it would be this hard to be the #1 engine on Sodor. I wish I never pushed Thomas down that mine. Later on, at the Vickerstown Diesel Works. Well. Thomas is stuck down a mine shaft. That's what Ryan said, Diesel 10. Without Thomas, the Steamies are leaderless. Soon, the island of Sodor will be ours. Diesel 10 had gathered all the diesels in Vickerstown. It's time to take over Sodor. Without Thomas, nothing can stop us. All the diesels agreed. They were all ready to cause confusion and delay. We'll attack them in teams. Move out, be quick, and be quiet. Meanwhile, Percy was searching the island for Thomas. He didn't know Thomas was stuck down a mine shaft. Oh, don't worry, kids. I love the peace and quiet down here. Meanwhile, the Steamies started chugging around Sodor. He didn't know that the diesels were ready to get him. Oh, the indignity. Why did you derail me? Diesels are taking over, Gordon. Without Thomas, there's no one to stop us. Toby was climbing to the top of Gordon's hill. Hi, Sydney. What are you doing up here? Sydney! Why? I forgot why I was supposed to crash you. James was pulling freight when he stumbled on Splatter and Dodge. Wow! I haven't seen you guys in forever. What are you doing here? Diesel 10 sent us to get you, James. We think this is the end of the line for you. Uh-oh, I'm out of here. James took off, with Splatter chasing him. James climbed up a huge hill. I think I lost him, but as he came down the hill, Splatter popped out from underneath. More steamies ventured out on their own. The more they got crashed off by diesels.
This is very, very bad.
Percy was still chuffing along. He didn't know that diesels were acting mean. He was still looking for his best friend Thomas. Paxton, have you seen Thomas? Thomas? Oh, haven't you heard, Percy? Thomas is stuck down a mine. Really? Who told you that? Ryan. Not that it matters, Percy. Soon the island of Sodor will be nothing but diesels. Percy knew he was in danger. As Paxton oiled himself forward, Percy quickly switched tracks and drove away. As Paxton gave chase, Percy passed through a canyon. Seeing a giant boulder on top, he whistled as loud as he could. With Paxton taken out by a boulder, Percy was even more determined to find Thomas. Percy was looking for Ryan. I knew that Ryan was no good. He soon found Ryan in his shed. Ryan, where's Thomas? How should I know where Thomas is? I'm the one that had to take over his branch line, remember? Paxton said he was down a mine shaft. Do you know anything about that? How did Paxton know about that? Aha! I knew you had something to do with it. I wanted to be the #1 engine on Sodor. I did something terrible. I pushed Thomas down Morgan's mine. I'm so sorry, Percy. You have to rescue him. So Percy raced as fast as he could to Morgan's mine. Percy slowly came into Morgan's mine. Thomas, are you down here? I'm down here, Percy. Diesel 10 has ordered all the diesels to attack us. The diesels are always up to something. But we're being derailed. Soon the diesels will have the entire island. Actually, you can leave me down here. I'm quite happy. Let Ryan handle it. I'm sure he's capable. We need you. I'm not going back up there, Percy. I'm staying right where I am. But, you have to come. Percy was trying to convince Thomas to come out of the mine. But Thomas didn't want to leave. He was happy not having any responsibilities. But you have to come out, Thomas. My mind is made up, Percy. I'm gonna stay down here. Then I'll save Sodor from the diesels. You can handle it, Percy. You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm sure I'll think of something. Goodbye, Percy, and good luck. And with that, Percy backed out of the mine. But as Percy left the mine shaft, Thomas heard a strange noise. Hello? Is anyone there? Meanwhile, in Vickerstown, Diesel 10 was claiming victory over the Steamies. The island of Sodor is ours! Nobody can stop us now! Just then, Paxton rolled into the diesel works. Diesel 10? Percy escaped me! I don't know where he is. What? How dare you fail me? We must stop Percy! Den, Dart, go find Percy wherever he is. Den and Dart left to find Percy. Meanwhile, Percy raced across the island of Sodor. If Thomas won't come out of the mine, then it's up to me. I must find all the Steamies on the island. We have to stand united against the diesels. I'll start with Ryan. Soon, Percy was at Ryan's shed again. Ryan, I need your help. Thomas won't come out of the mine. We have to find the rest of the Steamies. It's up to us to defeat the diesels. Okay, Percy, I'm with you. I know Harvey's still on tracks. Meanwhile, down in the mine. Hi, how's it going? My name's Thomas. What's yours? My name's Steven, but they call me the Rocket. Wow, the Rocket. How'd you get that nickname? Well, I'd be happy to tell you. It all started in 1829. I was built by a man named Robert Stevenson. And I competed in a series of these
and talked.
Rain Hill. I ended up winning.
Talked.
After that, I was put to work at the harbors. I only have a single pair of driving wheels. That's very interesting, Stephen. I think I'd like to get some rest now. Did you know I use a multi-tubular boiler design? That included 25 copper fire tubes. Percy and Ryan soon came across Harvey. They soon explained the situation and encouraged Harvey to help them. Well, I don't know how much help I will be. I'm better at repairing engines, with my hook and all. I'm a most singular engine. Maybe Harvey can go down the mine and get Thomas back on track. Thomas is happy down the mine. We already tried that. Well, maybe I should apologize to him. I did something bad, and I need to make it right again. That sounds like a grand idea. Well, I guess it's worth a try. Let's all head to the mine. The three friends soon raced towards the mine. But they soon came across Den and Dart. Diesel 10's been looking for you, Percy. What I mean to say is... What he means to say is, it's the last stop for you, Percy. Percy was brave. Ryan, you and Harvey must hurry to the mine. I'll distract the diesels. Ryan and Harvey backed away as Percy confronted the diesels. You may take our coal, you may take our water, but you'll never take our mail cars! With Percy derailed, the two diesels went back to Vickerstown. Ryan and Harvey raced towards the mine. My pistons are connected
Where
directly
Stephen
to the
talked.
driving wheels. My firebox is
And
separate from the
talked.
boiler, and it's double-walled.
And
Local landowners
talked.
are already familiar with the dark clouds of smoke from coal-fired stationary engines. Thomas, are you down there? Yep, I'm ready to leave. I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm sorry I was so jealous of you, and that I pushed you down this mine. It's okay, you're forgiven. Just get me out of here. Please, Thomas. Let me make this right. I'll do whatever it takes to convince you to get out of here. No need to convince me. I'm ready to go. Please forgive me. Waiting to get out of here. Come on down and get me out. I want to be friends. Sodor needs you. I don't think you're listening. I'm telling you I'm ready to leave. I'm gonna send Harvey down. Maybe he can talk some sense into you. Great, send Harvey down. So down Harvey went into the mine. Oh, Thomas. And who's this? Don't ask, Harvey. Just get me out of here. After Harvey pulled Thomas out of the mine, the three engines decided what to do next. We must find the other steamies. We can't let Diesel 10 take over the island. Meanwhile, Den and Dart returned to the diesel works. Percy has been defeated. The island of Sodor is ours! So as the diesels celebrated, Thomas rallied the steamies together. Let's go destroy the steamworks. Not so fast, Diesel 10. I'm still the #1 engine on Sodor. Then it begins, Thomas. The final battle. Thomas and the Steamies were face to face with Diesel 10 and the Diesels. Prepare for the final battle. Let's go, Steam Team. Then there was trouble. Dennis was sleeping by Ryan's shed. What happened? Ach, Donny, they've got Spencer. Let's get them, Dougie. they got Billy. Let's get him, girls. Uh-oh. Well, at least we know why they call him Splatter. As the ladies of Sodor descended on the diesels, Thomas addressed Diesel 10. It's all over, Diesel 10. You'll never take over Sodor. You'll have to catch me to stop me, Thomas. And with that, Diesel 10 fled. I have to go after him. As long as Diesel 10 roams the rails, we'll never be free of him. I'm going with you, Thomas. We'll defeat him together. Okay, Ryan. Two engines raced the rails. Soon the two engines arrived all the way back at the old mine. Gee, Ryan, I don't see Diesel 10 anywhere. Ryan! Well, Thomas. We're finally alone at last. Give it up, Diesel 10. Diesels will never take over the railway. Diesel 10 extended Pinchy. Pinchy's hungry! Thomas backed away as Diesel 10 approached. All of a sudden, they heard a noise from above. It was Harold the helicopter. Sorry I blew you off track, Thomas. Oh, that's okay, Harold. As long as we stop Diesel 10. Oh, I'm sure we did, Thomas. I don't think you'll be pinching anyone for a long time. Oh, Pinchy. Later on at Tim's sheds. Wow, guys. That really got out of control. You're quite right. We almost lost the island of Sodor. I was very scared. Well, I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned in there somewhere. We learned to appreciate you, little Thomas. Even the biggest engines can appreciate the small ones. And I learned a lot from you, Percy. I learned how important it is to have a best friend who believes in you and who never gives up on you, even if you're stuck down a mine. Thank you, Thomas. But I can't take all the credit. Ryan helped too. Oh yeah, Ryan. I wonder what happened to that guy. Wow, where am I? Hello there. Whoa, who are you? My name's Steven, but they call me the Rocket. Wow, the Rocket. How long have you been down here? Well, it all started in 1829.
Thanks for watching Kids Toys Play. Here's another fun video you can watch.
Then there was trouble.